not to make light of the situation we're in, but I think I have it figured out. Have you seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Yes, I have.
And you know how the government faked a big anthrax spill, wiping out the cattle so that they could close down a part of Wyoming? And why? Because of aliens. Maybe this entire thing is because aliens are among us. We should check to see if Bob Balaban and Truffaut are running around asking people questions about these things.
Truffaut's running around the afterlife.
Oh my God, they got him.
Craig.
Yes.
Did you receive the boxes that I left on your porch yesterday?
Yes, I did.
All right, well, it's time to do unboxing then. This is a satellite show for Welcome to the Basement, where we open our mail, things people send to us in our P.O. box, and we thank our donors, people who go to welcometothebasementshow.com. Generous folks.
Folks like these folks.
Kendall, Mark, Jenny, Robert, Jawaka, Records and Things. John, Gray, Tabitha, Christopher, Jonathan, Andrew, Corey, Tito, Danielle, Paul, Jorge, Stephen, Sarah, Maurizio, Vincent, Vance, Daniel, Bridget, Eden, Jared, Austin, Jeremy, Max, Reiner, Luke, Jennifer, Neil, Grace, Samuel, Brandon, and Sabrina, who says, you guys with your show can bring me so much joy. Even during this time of crisis, you work to put smiles on everyone's faces. Thank you. Stay safe. Thank you all. The rest of our donors later in the show. Do-do-do-do. 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 Postcards. Tyler sends us this Italian Renaissance painting. The Rest in the Flight into Egypt with Saint Justine. Love your show. Have you ever seen the 2004 movie The Butterfly Effect? I love this movie. I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen the movie. I'm afraid of butterflies.
Jason Tucker, Esquire, attorney at law. Aside from My Neighbor Totoro, are there any Studio Ghibli films that you particularly enjoy? I liked Howl's Moving Castle quite a bit.
Spirited Away is maybe the most complex and daring of them all, and that really works.
How about we open some packages? This is from Ryan in Forest Hills, New York. Dear Matt and Craig, I hope 2020 is off to a solid start. Oh, he goes on. Given all this chaos with the coronavirus, I've been able to hunker down and watch plenty more movies. Since last writing to you both, I sent sketches and Polaroids, but here's some prints of one of my favorite films. Please enjoy. Oh, we've got this one.
He made it?
I'm not sure. There's a DVD in here. I think that's the movie that these are based on, so we'll look at these first. And then we've got this. Let's see what the DVD is. The Night is Short. Walk On, Girl.
I've heard of that. I don't know anything about it, but man, is that a title.
P.S. Thumb kiss to my best friend Robert, who introduced me to your show. Also, thumb kiss to my sweetheart Autumn for making life brighter and movies better. Oh, that's nice.
Yes. All right, now I have something from someone named Doug Ebert, or Ebert Doug, it's unclear. It says, many happy returns, a movie so bad in so many different and endearing ways that I'm damned if I don't feel genuine affection for it. Heartbreak Hotel.
Actually, that is from our mutual friend Doug Reed.
That's from Doug Reed.
The reason it was already open when I gave it to you is because it was sent to my house.
Remember back in the 80s when everything was about Elvis? You guys ask us questions in comments and such.
Anna Heffernan writes, do you have a favorite film villain? My favorite villains are either crazy or funny or both. Heath Ledger's Joker kind of fits that bill pretty perfectly. When it comes to just straight up sinister villains, I would say probably Hans Gruber from Die Hard.
I think that the scariest villain in any movie is Frank from Blue Velvet.
Terrifying in his menace and also terrifying in his bad taste in beer.
Julie Cooper McLaughlin writes, what filming location would you love to visit? From Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, Petra. I think it's in Syria or Lebanon, but it's carved into the walls of a cliff, and it's someplace I've always fantasized about going to. You have an answer?
I don't, but I have one more question from Matt Summer. Hope someday you might listen to The First Family Rides Again by Rich Little. Swap the Kennedys for the Reagans. Don't ask me why, but as a preteen growing up in the 80s, I owned a copy of the album on cassette. My family owned a copy of it on vinyl. I didn't get any of the jokes, but that didn't stop me from listening to it about 100 times.
Is it mostly him going, well?
At 3 o'clock.
President Kennedy was shot. When's America getting it out of Vietnam?
It's the only name anyone sings in the Yorkshire ale houses, raising the stinking jaws to the stinking mouths.
This is Bloody Chicken Town.
Instead of putting frowns on your foreheads
Or furrowing your lips.
Here's a lemon for you to stuff up your bum.
That guy deserved to get pushed down because he's the kind of guy who wears shorts to a meeting.
Club's in debt.
There.
Say, I'm healthy, right?
Jim Broadbent looks like he was animated by Bill Plimpton.
I'll give you a bonus of $7,000 each. $7,000.
Yes, 7 grand pianos. Each one fancier than the last.
We did it with Hartlepool, we did it with Derby.
We cared about Hartlepool's and Derby. We're from the North, Pete.
The North remembers. There she blows, a hump like a snow hill.
We've got 2 pieces of fan art, both from Tim Lemire. First of all, we have a little comic strip here. Craig is tired from having babies. I interview myself. And then Tim created the comic strip that I wrote back when I was 8 years old or so about the dog in the fancy bedroom. This is a real treat for me to see. You know what I really wish? Of all the skills I don't have. I wish I could play a musical instrument. I should have stuck with the clarinet. And I wish that I could draw cartoons. I don't need to do fancy life drawing or anything like that. I just want to draw cartoons. And I can't draw for shit. I'm really terrible. I have no sense of perspective or proportion. But drawing cartoons, you can sit and doodle and waste time, but you could also actually create something. A lot of the things we receive in our P.O. box are records, and after many weeks of my turntable laying silent, I finally have listened to one, and I'm going to talk about it here. As promised, it is I Stand Alone by Al Kooper. Al Kooper is the Statue of Liberty, and he's also a little guy up top here. And then on the back, he's eating the Statue of Liberty like a corn cob. This is a real mixed bag in every sense of the word. He throws everything at the wall on this album. At times he sounds like Van Dyke Parks. At times he sounds like the first incarnation of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, which he was a part of. It's quite uneven. There definitely are some good songs on here, particularly the title track. I want to talk about 2 songs in particular. He does a cover of Nilsson's One, which is one of my favorite songs of all time.
The Loneliest Number.
And it's a good cover in that it sounds very close to Nilsson's One, which actually proves it to be a bad cover. Because I listen to this and I think, why am I not listening to Harry Nilsson? To make a great cover, this is the song, you need to change half of it and keep half of it the same. For example, the Flaming Lips did a really great cover of the Madonna song, Borderline. It's recognizable as the original song, but it's very different and it takes a lot of leaps. So Al Kooper's One is just a little too close to the original. And then the other beef I have with this is that right in the middle of side 2, we get Blue Moon of Kentucky. Just a straight up bluegrass cover of Blue Moon of Kentucky. And I think, why here? Why now? Why this? It doesn't make sense. Now, the Beatles, in the middle of their Help album, they did a country song. They did Act Naturally. The difference there is that they made Act Naturally sound like a Beatles song. It didn't sound as much like a country song. And here it's just a straight up country cover. Here it feels like the song got on the wrong bus. And it says, oh, I'm on an Al Kooper record. I'm supposed to be on a Bill Monroe record. You know? He's an interesting artist, and it's an interesting listen. Got one more package to open up here. Let's take a look. Hey, Matt and Craig, I've been wanting to send you this record for quite a while now, but with the recent passing of David Roback, I decided it's time to push go. Hope you enjoy. Think of this as an essential record for any collection. Thank you, Judah. The record is The Rain Parade, the Paisley Underground classic. Oh, Paisley Underground. That's a genre I don't know much about. Red and yellow Starburst vinyl. I think I gotta take that out and take a look. I have never heard of this band. Oh, and we have 2 copies of it.
Hey!
I'll drop this off at your house soon. Ooh. Pretty vinyl. Craig is now going to tell you who the rest of our donors are.
William, the Factory Boys, Scott, Wilson, Malcolm, Benjamin, Kevin, Ferris, Michael, Dan, Alexander, David, Wayne, Christine, Mara, Stephanie, Mario, Jennifer, Eric, Ashton, Ann, Zach, Tiffany, James, Maura, Andrea, and Philip. Thank you.
As you're spending time entertaining yourself, won't you consider an episode from our back catalog that maybe you've missed or that you haven't seen? That's the same thing. Craig is going to mention one of those episodes right now.
It is Ridley Scott's The Counselor. This was back in season 3. Starts with us talking about the Oscars, which is always fun. And then you get to see this glorious, dazzling train wreck of a movie.
This movie is not a talent bomb. It is a talent nuke.
There's so many Oscar nominations amongst the cast and crew of it. It's insane.
The screenplay was written by Cormac McCarthy, who is largely considered to be the greatest living author.
No one comes out of this smelling good.
There's a button at the end of this video. You can click on it and watch our Counselor episode. There's other buttons you can click on too. And right now, you can watch this.
Well, come Saturday afternoon, there'll be 40,000 people out there.
40,000?
Remember, folks, Craig and I don't think farts are funny.